All right, and so our SpenVenture begins here in Okeechobee, Florida. And we are at the Battle of Okeechobee Historic State Park. In 1830, President Andrew Jackson authorized the removal of eastern Native American tribes to the west of the Mississippi River. U.S. government and some Seminole chiefs discussed the removal, though the details of the agreement are still unclear. In 1835, troops began enforcing immigration. Many Seminoles resisted leaving their homes, leading to violence. Chief Micanopy led warriors to ambush U.S. troops along the military route, and resist leader Osceola killed a prominent government agent. And so the Battle of Okeechobee was one of the bloodiest battles of conflict in the state of Florida. The war dragged on for 7 years and cost thousands of lives. By the end, only 300 Seminoles remained in Florida. The fiercest battle of the Second Seminole War. On our quest through the First, Second Seminole War trek, visiting different battlefields and state parks, we have made it to Okeechobee, Florida. And honestly, there is not a lot here because this is more of a residence home. And so I don't want to walk through any grounds of home that are homes, but we've made it to the battlefield. This is the battlefield. Not a lot here at all, but we gotta find the trailhead. There's a lot. I picked up a pamphlet here. You can see kind of, sort of, Okeechobee battlefield historic markers. So we gotta go find these markers. I have no idea where these are, but we are gonna go find them momentarily. I'm wanting to think that they are somewhere across the... Let me see here. But really just, real quick, I'm gonna discuss the battlefield of Okeechobee. Alright, so now we finally got it settled. Here's some of the markers that we will be trying to find today. We got the north side marker and the bronze plaque of wording, and then the south side marker. So, we'll first go on. The battle actually took place on Christmas Day of 1837 is when the Battle of Okeechobee between the Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the U.S. Confederates. So, this is the north side marker is where Okeechobee Battlefield Historic State Park, truly hallowed ground, which great patriots and warriors who so violently fought in this battle are honored and memorialized with the dignity they so richly deserve. The Okeechobee Battlefield was designated by the National Trust for Historic Preservation as one of the America's most endangered lands in 2002. Spring of 2006, the governor and cabinet voted to acquire this 145-acre site, establish the Okeechobee Battlefield Historic State Park. The park opened in 2015. We are truly grateful to all who have been dedicated to preserving this national, Seminole, and Florida historic treasure. Give honor to those whom honor is due. So, it was dedicated in 2015 as Okeechobee Battlefield Historic State Park. Also, in the woods, it was in the woods, so we gotta go find where the woods. I'm guessing over to the east side. under Chiefs Wildcat Alligator and Sam Jones, was routed by a brigade led by Colonel Zach Taylor, considered the 1st, 4th, and 6th regiments of infantry, regular army, and the 1st Regiment of Missouri Volunteers, totaling about 800 men. Fighting was close, desperate, and bloody. 25 killed and 11 wounded. This action was turning point of organized Indian resistance in Florida. Officers who lost their lives were Colonel Richard Gentry of Missouri Volunteers, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander R. Thompson, Captain Joseph Van Swearingen, First Lieutenant Francis J. Brooke, First Lieutenant John B. Center. All of the 6th Infantry of the regular army was lost in the Battle of Okeechobee. And so, the Battle of Okeechobee Historic State Park is located on a portion of the actual battleground of the Second Seminole Wars. During this battle, Federal and volunteer soldiers led by Colonel Zachary Taylor were part of the largest army attempting to drive out all Indians from Florida. The Seminoles, skilled in guerrilla tactics, chose a wooded hammock protected by a sawgrass swamp on the north shore of the lake to make their stand. Approximately half Taylor's force of 850 men, with Missouri Volunteers at the forefront, marched into battle in traditional formation. Others being held in reserve at the end of the battle. Approximately a third of the soldiers who entered the swamp were dead or wounded, included nearly every officer of the Missouri Volunteers and 6th Infantry Regiment. As the battle drew to a conclusion, the Seminoles took their canoes, leaving the army in control of the battlefield, giving Taylor the opportunity to claim victory, having stopped the army long enough for women, children, and elders to escape the safety of the Everglades. So now we gotta find out where the Okeechobee, in cooperation with the Seminole Tribe of Florida, Okeechobee County Commissioners, City of Okeechobee, Friends of the Okeechobee Battlefield, and many donors, chose to preserve the history and acknowledge, not to destroy them, forward together a cooperation of friendship. So now we gotta go find the trailhead and walk through the trail of the battlefield. Okay, so far promising that this is the Sons of the American Revolution, Okeechobee Chapter Flizar, December 11th of 2021. We, descendants of the heroes of the American Revolution, who by their sacrifices made the United States of America, dedicate this Liberty Tree in their honor. So this is the Liberty Tree. So we'll go from there to here, but now make our way. It's this platform. This looks like a bunch of plaques here. Looks like a big wood rope. So we're gonna go from left to right. Oh, this is the same what I just read in the plaque, in the pamphlet. This is the same thing. Just talks about the Okeechobee Battlefield, the historic state park. In these woods. Well, we gotta go find the woods. I'm guessing back there. But this is talking about the woods in here. So the Battle of Okeechobee Historic State Park is located on a portion of the actual battleground of the Second Seminole War's fiercest battle. Federal and volunteer soldiers led by Colonel Zachary Taylor, part of the large army attempting to drive out all Indians from Florida. Seminoles, skilled in guerrilla tactics, chose a wooded hammock protected by sawgrass swamp on the north shore of the lake to make their stand. Approximately half of Taylor's force, 850 men, with Missouri Volunteers at the forefront, marched into the battle in traditional formation, and others held in reserve at the end of the battle. Approximately a third of the soldiers who entered the swamp were dead or wounded, included all who entered this, nearly every officer of the Missouri Volunteers. 6th Infantry Regiment. As the battle drew to a conclusion, the Seminoles took their canoes, leaving their army in control of the battlefield, giving Taylor the opportunity to claim victory. The Seminoles, suffering far fewer casualties, could also claim victory, having stopped the army long enough for the women, children, and elders to escape to their safety of the Everglades. So now we just got to find out, like, where do we walk to the battlefield, or where is the battlefield? Alright, so, really a scene of fortunate event. Really, this SpenVenture it's going to be a little bit weird, due to the fact that my first plan kind of came to bust, but, we were in Okeechobee, and I was planning on doing a video on, and showing you guys the battlefield and different landmarkers of the Second Seminole War that took place at the Battle of Okeechobee, about an hour from here. But under circumstances, there was nothing there. It literally was just like a residential area that was once a battle took place there, and now it has been inhabited by the residents of Okeechobee. So from there, decided, let's go somewhere never been. We are in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and right behind me is Clover Park, home of the St. Lucie Mets minor league baseball team, the AAA affiliate of the New York Mets. New York Mets do their spring training here in February and early into early March before the season begins. So, like I said, behind me, this is the Clover Park, home of the Port St. Lucie Mets. And St. Lucie Mets actually played Bradenton. In Bradenton, I was at a ball game there, and I'll link that down below. But we're just here outside of the ballpark. A really nice ballpark. Honestly, it really does attract the ambiance of the baseball realm, of the baseball world, and of course, some ballparks, minor league ballparks are more extravagant than the major leagues ballparks for baseball, Major League Baseball. Minor league baseball they look nicer, in my opinion, and there's more to do, as in promotions and giveaways. There are fireworks on the weekends in the summer, especially here in Florida. It is literally like 96 degrees right now in St. Lucie, and so it's really hot, but I'm standing under a palm tree. Very good. With that in mind, we are, like I said, it's just, this is a nice ballpark. They are, unfortunately, Port St. Lucie is on the road tonight. They are actually playing in Dundee, Florida. The Dundee Blue Jays they're the AAA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays that are in Canada. Not even in the United States not even in the country. But since our neighbors to the north of Canada, Toronto, and the Blue Jays practice, they fly all the way from Toronto, Canada, the province, and come all the way down to Dundee as well in February and do their spring training. I know they love that because it's snowing in February in Canada. So, but anyway, kind of doing this short little video right now because our next SpenVenture is going to take place here shortly, about 25 minutes from here, is actually the Sports Hall of Fame, Florida Sports Hall of Fame. We're going to go and check that place out and talk a little bit about Florida sports history today. Like I said, it was an unplanned SpenVenture, but sometimes those are the best SpenVentures. And so I'm going to get off here, take a few pictures of the stadium, and we are going to head on back out and head up towards the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. Join me. One thing before we do leave Clover Park is a very famous baseball player known by the name of Jackie Robinson, and here is his plaque and his number. It says Jackie Robinson on April 15th of 1997, historic ceremony at Shea Stadium, which is the home of the New York Mets baseball. Acting Commissioner Bud Sling announced the retirement of Jackie Robinson's number 42 throughout Major League Baseball. The day Jackie Robinson stepped on a Major League field will forever be remembered as baseball's proudest moment, said Sling during the ceremony as he stood side by side with Jackie's widow, Rachel, and President Bill Clinton. Major League Baseball is retiring number 42 in tribute to his great achievements and for the significant contributions he made to society. Number 42 belongs to Jackie Robinson for the ages. And no other baseball player wears number 42 ever. Jackie Robinson was the only man to wear the number 42 in baseball history. Alright, so we have the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, open today, free admission. There. Before we even go into the Hall of Fame, this is Florida State's Dick Hauser, first All-American. Richard Dalton Hauser guided the Royals to 3 American League West titles from Kansas City Royals baseball. In 1985 World Championship for losing courageous battle with cancer. Hauser is a member of the Kansas City Royals, Florida State University, and Florida Sports Hall of Fame. Bronze statue of him by the Florida Sports Hall of Fame by Baseball City's sports complex, Busch Entertainment Corporation. This is him right here, actually. This is Bobby Bowden, Florida State Seminoles head football coach. Bobby Bowden, number 200th win. This is when in the newspaper that it was official that Florida State University will enter the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC. And they won the Outback Bowl in Tampa Bay. I don't even know what year this was. It doesn't say the year, it just says the champions of Florida State Seminoles. Bobby Bowden. Hall of Fame coaches, 1992. Paul Warfield, Wes Chandler, Jack Nelson. These names. And 1992. Oh, it goes down this way. 1995. Norman Carlson, Terry Moss, Bob Riggs, Roger Strickland, Dick Vitale. That's very familiar. Ted Williams, Raymond Floyd, Don Carter, Stephen O'Connell. Stephen O'Connell was actually the name of the basketball arena on the University of Florida Gators campus. There's more of the Hall of Fame. Jack Nicklaus, Charlie Owens. Professional golfers. There's the both of them except in the green jacket. They won at the USA Open, or the PGA Tour. And Arnold Palmer, which is now a famous drink. Arnold Palmer. That's Jack Nicklaus, 22. Signed photo of him playing in the PGA Open. Here's Bobby Bowden. Jack Harding from Florida State. University in 1993, 1997, and 1991. He won 2 at Florida State and 1 at Florida, University of Florida. Gators. There's Dan Warfield, quarterback and a Heisman Trophy representative, number 7. And Bob Masterson, Jackman, 1927 Norris Trophy. According to Jack McDowell at NC State College, he was at NC State before he moved over to art. Came over and played high school in Florida, not at the University of Florida, but played his high school here in Florida. The Jefferson Tigers, their colors were orange and blue, just like the University of Florida. Then you got Bob Greasy, played at the Miami Dolphins NFL, Super Bowl champions 1972. His old helmet there. Of course, they had multiple records from passing records to rushing records. Bob Greasy and the Miami Dolphins. Moving over to basketball, this is a replica jersey worn by Irvin Magic Johnson in the 1990s All-Star game in Miami. Magic Johnson was the MVP that year. Florida High School Activities Association by Dick Pace. He was a referee. Richard Dick Pace is a referee, football referee. His old whistles, his clock indicator. Who had possession of the football. His hat and his uniform. Of course, we have Richard Pace here. Of course, the soccer team of Tampa Bay Rowdies, soccer jersey, the Chicago region, SCCA, Tampa Bay Mutiny, old time soccer, Dick Vitale, awesome baby, I like that hat. Donated by the Tampa Bay Mutiny in 1998 on April 27th. Miami Heat joined the NBA in 1988 and 89 season. Basketball was signed by the Magic after their inaugural game played on November 4th, 1989 in the Orlando Arena. All the basketball players signed this basketball. So we go over here with the captain of the U.S. Weightman Cup team, which no idea what that was. In 1947, Monica Seals, famous tennis player here in the state of Florida, Chris Everett, and Jim Courier. Also, we have the state of Florida first football national champions, Florida A&M University. The Rattlers. Back then, they were the Florida A&M College. But kind of Ironic because Florida A&M University, Florida A&M College back in 1938, Florida A&M University, now called the Rattlers, is HBCU college. It's an HBCU college, and it basically is all predominantly African Americans, which is pretty cool. You ask me. I like it because now the school I teach at is predominantly African American staff and students, um, which I like it. I really do. They're fun to be around. Love the kids and love most of my staff. But other than that, we just had our preschool graduation, and K4, which is what I teach. Uh, their theme was HBCU, and our colors were green and orange, the same colors for Florida A&M, and that was our theme for their graduation. So they came out in green and orange shirt and pants, and moved and did like a little. They did like a snake entrance, which was kind of cool. So, kind of a interesting backstory there. Florida A&M College in 1938, and swimming, the Olympic swimmer in 1992, and also for the Jacksonville Jaguars in a National Football League. Brunel to Howard Jaguars' first victory. Win one for the ages. And we move on to the Tampa Bay for baseball, the Negro Leagues, the men who made the game. And this is a replica Kansas City Monarchs worn by the players of the Negro Baseball League. Right there. Ted Williams played for the Red Sox. And Hale McRae played for the Kansas City Royals. Hall of Fame of 1989 in July. Buck O'Neill, he was the coach or manager of the Kansas City Royals baseball. And famous NASCAR drag racing from Florida, Don Garlitz. In the Daytona Beach, famously known as the Daytona 500, held every February. And Richard Petty, who is from Florida and raced a lot in the Daytona 500 and won a lot of those races by running on the edge. The Fireball. And then as we press on over here, this is just the green flag signed by Richard Petty in 1992. And then John Pinnell, pole vault record, 16 feet and 3 inches in Memphis, Tennessee. Went on to set a world record 8 separate occasions between 1963 and 1969. He broke 17 feet on August 24th of 1963 at the Gold Coast AAU meet in Coral Gables, Florida. Vault of 17 feet 3/4 inches. His last world record was 17 feet 10 and 1/4 inches in Sacramento, California in 1969. That is really, really big. That's really, really tall. John Pinnell. We move on into figure skating championships. We have men's free skate. Christopher Bowman, Paul got gold medal. Silver medal was Paul Wiley, and bronze medal was Mark Mitchell. Championship ladies free skate got gold medal was Christy Yamaguchi. And gold medal down here Sergeant on April 11th, or April 1st, or April, Sergeant Thomas and Russ Witterby. Gold medal in the pairs. Gold medals, Callie Urbanski and Rocky Marvell. Move on into the swim team. The swimming team, world swimmer, Rowdy Gaines swimming. Nancy Hogshead, November 10th, 1977 in Los Angeles for the 200-meter butterfly. And on the other side as well, you have the Rowdy Gaines Pan American Games for the freestyle. This was his swim shirt and shorts. And he did a medley relay in gold by a time of 7 minutes 31 seconds. And he did in 1979 and in 1983, 100-meter freestyle gold, 200-meter freestyle bronze, and 4x200, 4x100, both in golds, and a new world record of 100-meter gold, 3 minutes 40 seconds was his record. We move on into the tennis. Gardner's U.S. Davis Cup team member jacket in 1957 Wimbledon tie. Bobby Riggs, New England Professional Singles Championship, 1946. Baseball Southern, Al Smelski, retired 2000 as athletic director at Florida Southern College. He had a 391 166 record as FSC's baseball coach from 1957 to 1976. The Mocs won 3 NCAA Division II titles during the period. He coached the 1972 National Baseball Team, second place finish in World Amateur Tournament. In 1975, Smelski coached the U.S. baseball team to a silver medal in the Pan American Games, an Olympic event held in Mexico City. Smelski is a member of the American Association of Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame, Sunshine States Conference Hall of Fame, the Florida Southern Sports Hall of Fame, the Royal Dutch Baseball Hall of Fame, and the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. He received the President's Medal from the U.S. Baseball Federation. Smelski was a member of the Executive Committee of the International Baseball Association. During its 28 years as Director of Athletics at Florida Southern, Southern's men's and women's programs captured a total of 22 NCAA Division II national championships, and in 2000 finished 4th in the nation for a second straight year in the Sears Director Cup National All-Sport Trophy standing. Wow. It's definitely great. He was a very good coach and very good athletic director. Also, Andre Hawk Dawson. I will not read all that. All right. And then just some more baseball and billion as we head on over into some Buccaneer football. Dexter Jackson. He was a game ball presented to Dexter Jackson, November 13, 2005 in Raymond James Stadium. Got this, not the sprint car, but the field fuel car, formula car, Miss Budweiser, king of beers, king of boats, national champion in 1969, 70, 71, 77, and 80. World's fastest thunderbolt. Wow. Speed skating. Ocala Speed, 2016, 2017. And Chipper Jones from the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. His signed bat. And even bowling and boxing. Famous bowler Jimmy Carnes and Don Carter, famous bowlers, won championships in bowling. Special Olympics of Florida, Tracy Seaton, 1998. Special Olympics Athlete of the Year. There's our trophy. Alright, so I guess we'll just end the video here in St. Lucie. Thank you all for joining me on this very unusual yet fun SpenVenture today. A lot of kind of a bump in the road, really, due to the fact that Okeechobee was my main sort of focus today, and there was nothing to see there. So the Okeechobee battlefield was literally, there was nothing. But make good use out of it, because just went a little bit down the road here to Port St. Lucie, not far from there, and had a great time here. It was cool just to walk around the ballpark of the Port St. Lucie Mets minor league baseball team. Then just coming right over here to the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. Turned out to be a sports SpenVenture today, instead of a Seminole War historical site. But anyway, thank you all for joining me here in Port St. Lucie. We're going to start making our way back home. I've got a few hours to go, and then tomorrow be another SpenVenture. I'm going to be heading over to it will be, I'm planning on doing another fort historical site just down the road, 45 minutes from my house, not even an hour, and over on Thundernassassa Road. And we're going to check that place out tomorrow, and then I can't stay long, because then I got to head to Clearwater and be on a special SpenVenture. Going to be a pirate SpenVenture tomorrow night. Going to be taking a cruise on the bay in Clearwater tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. So, cannot wait to see you, so you can join me. Shall you? Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to SpenVentures, and leave comments down below. If you've been to Port St. Lucie, this is my first time here, so, and enjoy it. So, and leave, subscribe, like the video, comments down below, ring the bell for notifications. Definitely, especially if you like sports, like I do. Florida Sport, there's actually two museums, Florida Sports Museums. One here in St. Lucie, just where I was at, and then there's actually one in Dade City, or no, Davenport. It's in Davenport, Florida, which is probably about an hour from my house. Not far at all. I think that's the main one. So, and it's got like a lot more, I think it's bigger. It's got a lot more to talk about. That'll be a whole video. This one was just one I just came across out of the blue. And so, anyway, thank you all for watching. And we will see you guys on the next SpenVenture from Port St. Lucie, and now heading over to Lake Wales, and then back home. And we'll see you on the next SpenVenture tomorrow in Thrown Assassin.